Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Juan with Compass, and today I have a very special mid-century modern home to show you guys. This one is located in Arlington, just 25 minutes west of downtown Dallas. It's got great bones, and just with a little bit of renovation, you can make this home into a true Instagram-worthy mid-century modern. So let's go take a look. Okay, everyone, we are here at 2000 Mill Creek Drive in Arlington, on this beautiful tree-lined neighborhood. Very quiet, very tranquil, lots of mature trees offering plenty of shade on this beautiful home. Now, this home was built originally in 1964. It is a 5-bed, 3-bath, and 3,100 square feet. Now, I'm super excited to show you guys this house. This house is actually part 2 of the series where I look at hidden gems, mid-century modern homes, and other architecturally significant homes that need a little bit more TLC, tender love and care, or minor renovations. However, this one has already had some renovations done to it. Something that I want to point out is that this original brick was actually not that black colorway. It was actually more so this sand colored brick, similar to this one. In fact, there is a little square right here that shows the original color of the home. Now, I will be throwing up some before photos of what the house looked like, so that way you guys can have a general idea of what the home originally looked like, but let's go take a look inside. Now, I actually spoke with the listing agent who I coincidentally met on my way to the truck to get my camera, and he was actually best friends with the original owners. And he was the one that told me about this brick, and he said overall the layout has been the same, and some details that I'll be pointing out have also stayed the same, such as this floating staircase. This is actually original according to the listing agent, and it's just great. I think it's a very good, often rare staircase. And you have these beautiful picture windows along with these exposed rafters that go throughout the entire home. Now, that is the second story where the majority of the bedrooms are, but we are actually going to start on this side, which is where the primary bedroom is. So this is one of the bedrooms. Again, lots of natural light. This one, I'm not too sure, but I don't really like that it's level with the neighbor's yard. But, I mean, you do have this really large window where I can just picture, you know, on a rainy day, watching the rain fall from the roof. And then over here is the primary bedroom with the exposed stones on the wall, giving it lots of character, and those large picture windows offering lots of view of the greenery and the backyard, which we'll take a look in just a sec. And then over here you have this little walk-in closet that I'm going to briefly show. What do you guys think of this stone? I really liked it. You know, as we toured the home, you're gonna notice a lot of natural materials that were used throughout the home, such as the case with this bathroom, again, with that stone. And then this really cool custom bathtub with lots of natural lighting. Now, I did ask the listing agent about this. He said that this was originally a sunken tiled bathtub. So this is relatively what it looks like. However, they, took away the tile and left it like this, smoothed it out to create this really cool brutalist bathtub. And then over here you have the sink as well as some shelving. And then something that I want to point out that is super iconic of these mid-century homes are these pocket doors. They save a ton of space, and they're just overall very clever design choice from the original builders. And so let's go take a look, before we go into the main living area, let's go take a look at these bedrooms. And then, of course, another view of that main living area, or not main living area, but just like the area of which you receive your guests. And then this right here is like a movie room. It actually smells a little bit like popcorn, oddly enough, but there's actually a projector screen that you can just pull, and you have the projector right there. So really cool room. And then they have this little like stage right here where I imagine they had some instruments or something, and they could just play some music while looking at the great backyard. Let's go take a look at the sneak peek of what the backyard has to offer. You have that little workshop, tree house back there, fire pit. I mean, guys, this is a great backyard. It's very expansive. And spoiler alert, there's actually a creek down there called Johnson Creek, which we'll take a look at. The backyard goes all the way to that creek, which I think is super cool. Oh, and then something I forgot to point out that I didn't catch is this little ladder that goes to the roof, so that you could do, your maintenance, scrub off any, leaves and stuff, but super cool. Again, I'm a really big fan. I'm actually got sold on this house because of this backyard. So let's go take a look at the other bedrooms. Here's one of them with that closet space. And then over here is another bedroom. But the funny thing is that it actually leads into this bathroom over here. Which I thought was pretty neat. And then we go through the hallway again. This is the hallway. Now we're on the other side of the second floor, which leads us into this bedroom, giving those treehouse vibes, being up on the trees. Again, I am unsure about how this home has been sitting for about 2 months. It's not the most turnkey home. It won't show on video, but if you were to schedule a showing, there are some minor details that could use a little bit of restoration or renovation. Another pocket door. Now let's go take a look at the main living area, which I think is also really great and impressive, with those large sliding glass doors, exposed rafters, and this original flat stone. Now this is actually original from what the listing agent told me. And then you have this fireplace, which is great, iconic of these mid-century homes. But then you can just tell how the flow of the house, or the, you know, how it blurs the line between house and outdoors. Here's the rest of the house. There's like a little wet bar right here, if that's what you call it, which I think is pretty cool. Nice little sink in there. You know, you can make some cocktails and serve them out to your guests and stuff. And then over here on this side, you have another bathroom, which I think is a little dark. I would add some lighter paint and stuff, but overall, again, there's lots of potential with this home. And then you have this great kitchen right here with a little bit of breakfast bar, breakfast nook area right here. Again, love the flagstone. I think it's great, and I'm a very big fan of it. Over here, we step into the laundry room. Very large laundry room. And I mean, it has lots of, you know, room to put storage, and all that good stuff. Over here, we take a look at the garage, which is housing some stuff from previous owners. So we're not gonna spend a lot of time in here. But now let's go take a look at the backyard, which I've been super excited to show you guys. So let's go take a look. So over here you have this entertainment area, outdoor living space with these pull down shades that come down. As you guys can see, the sun is shining over here. So on the evenings, you can pull those down and have some shade. Over here is where the primary bedroom was. Those are those sliding doors that we saw. Lots of potential right here to put some chairs and a table to have your coffee out here and just enjoy this great, 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 great view. Super quiet, very expansive. The lot size is a little bit under an acre at 37,000 square feet. So there's lots of room here to entertain your guests, maybe build a pool, have outdoor barbecues and stuff. There's that kids' tree house. And then I'm making way to this little workshop, which I thought was very cute and neat with the shrubbery and stuff. And then that's the driveway as well that we saw at the beginning of the video. Now, I'm a big fan of workshops, so I'm gonna take you guys inside of what it looks like. I mean, it's nothing special really, but I think it's important for us to see. It's rather low, just because there is some storage up above here, and then you have this little workbench right here. And then of course you got some pavers that lead into the workshop. And then another little storage area that I don't have access to, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Now I do think that treehouse is custom built. However, I'm not too sure, but it's a great treehouse. I went up there and it's pretty sturdy. It's got these little latch windows that open. But over here, you have this little hidden part of the backyard. just because there's this little tree line right here that kind of blocks this area from the house. You can barely see that area from the inside of the house. Anyways, here is Johnson Creek. Now there is a little pathway right here that leads me to believe that sometimes neighbors just walk through here. However, in the description, the listing agent said that it was rather private, and so far I've been here for about an hour and there's been nobody passing by. But this is Johnson Creek. As you guys can see, there is, I don't know if it has any fish in it. I did see some turtles, but I mean, it doesn't stink. I mean, there's a little bit of trash, but it doesn't stink at all. I think it's great. I think if you have kids or if you're a nature enthusiast, you would really love this home. And if you guys have any questions about this listing or what it's like to live and buy and sell or rent in Dallas, be sure to check out my contact information, which will be down in the description below. I help people such as yourself buy and sell all over Dallas, Fort Worth, such as yourself. So don't be a stranger. If you have any questions, be sure to hit me up. I'll be more than happy to help you out. And as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next tour.